Hello, I am a narcissistic abuse survivor, and my name is Carol Taylor. And I wanted to let everyone know what to watch out for in a narcissistic relationship. I didn't know, of course, you're not going to know. It took me over 50 years to realize that my relationships weren't working out because I was giving all my love and attention and dedication to narcissistic individuals. What is a narcissist? A narcissist is someone who is all about, okay, it's all about me. It's all about, what I need, fulfilling my dreams and my ambitions at your expense, though. Okay? And that sounds oversimplistic, but let me give you some examples of narcissistic abuse. When I was growing up, I came from loving parents who nurtured me, and I became a well rounded, I believe, individual who was caring and felt for other people, felt for their situations and their misery or misfortunes or just their life in general. I'm an empathic person, and that's how my parents raised me to be, to do the right thing, to be a good girl, and to do what I know is right, which is not to abuse people, to help people, and to help people to be the best they can be. Okay, so that's how I was raised. At the early age, went away to school. I met someone. Didn't know that person was a narcissist, but I found out now, after 50 years, that that's exactly what it is, what the relationship was. And it was a relationship that there were children involved. So it was a covenantal relationship because we went before God and the pastor and made our vows to life do us part. And that person almost took me out. It was almost to my end of my life, to the detriment of me physically, where I woke up and thought, okay, oh my God, I'm being abused domestically. This domestic violent relationship. I'm a domestic abuse survivor, so I got help for that. And then come to find out, guess what? I didn't identify what the problem was right away after going through that experience. And let me tell you what that experience was like. It was years and years and years of working hard at my profession, giving money to supply the family with food, with a roof over our heads, with spiritual nurturing in terms of going to church, with educational types of, all I could provide for my kids, I did. And additionally, the narcissist. What happened was I realized that I was being abused and didn't know it was from a narcissist. This was a pathological narcissist. And what they do, they can actually take your life. So it's important to know the difference between but the person is pathological or not. I got out of the relationship. I had to flee for my life, literally. So after that, I did enter into some more relationships that were narcissistic in nature. I'm not going to go into details of those, but the next, what you call it, a relationship where it was a covenant unto God, and I got into a marriage with this person, with this narcissist, and he took everything I had. I was financing uh, everything in terms of the mortgage, the food, electricity. I mean, everything that went in terms of what you need to family to subsist. I did. I even had my grandkids involved, and it was to my detriment that it came to a point where I just had nothing left to give. I was at rock bottom. And it took me some time. It didn't happen overnight. It took me some time, years and years and years of that abuse. That person just taking from me and not giving anything back. Because that's what a narcissist is good at doing. They take and take and take until you are bled dry. And I mean, when I say take, I mean financially, emotionally, everything they can because they had, by the way, they had a horrible life. So guess who's going to pay for it? Bingo, you are. So after I realized that there was something wrong, I did get some psychiatric help, and the person who I was involved with at that time refused to. So in any event, I got help for myself because I was drowning, and the psychiatrist told me, you know what? If you continue in this relationship, you are going to die. You are leading. This is leading to your demise. And I know he meant physical, spiritual, emotional death. And I had grandkids to live with. I had a child to live for. So I was not going to let that happen. I had to get out of that relationship. It was costly, believe me. Got nothing back from it. The third relationship, I thought was a more of a loving relationship, and it turned out that person was a narcissist as well. My first relationship was with a pathological narcissist. My second relationship, which was with a covenant with God, was and I got married. Was a with a covert narcissist, someone who says, basically you don't see that they're narcissists because they are always downplaying themselves and saying that, oh, poor, what was me, I've been mistreated so badly, and you feel really very bad for them, and you come to the rescue. You're the rescuer. Okay, so in the third relationship, which is the final relationship, that I finally, the lights, like ding 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 ding, it went off in my head that, okay, and I did see some YouTube videos from people who had experienced that narcissistic abuse. And I'm like, that's exactly what I've been experiencing. But I didn't get it until the third and final relationship that I had. In fact, the reason I'm sitting here is because something that God implanted in my head and in my body and my spirit and my soul knew that something wasn't right with this relationship. This person had promised me so much. I had some resources that I was going to let him invest for me. And also, as an heiress, I was going to have him invest some money that was coming up for me so that I can have a good retirement, right? And we can both live in love and bliss and da da da, yada yada yada. It turns out that I did lend him a portion of my estate that I had been planning for my. I didn't lend it to him. Yeah, it was a loan. Yeah, it was a loan. Because I had him write down all the amount that I gave him, the amount of interest I expected, and when I expected it back, and that he was the person who had taken out the loan from me, and what the terms of that loan were. I was smart enough to put that in writing because it wasn't a marriage or relationship where it was a covenant relationship. So I did have it in writing. So that was to my credit, I must say. I don't know what led me to do it, but something in my spirit felt something was wrong, so I needed that extra protection. I got that extra protection, had him, write it up, and then tragedy struck. Not tragedy, but unexpected situation came up, and I needed the money back. And this is what he told me: the money's gone. I'm like, what? You're supposed to be investing that money for me. What do you mean it's gone? He said it's gone. I can't get it back. And so I said, well, there's things I have to do in terms of responsibility for my grandchildren, my grandchild, that I need to take care of. This is nothing, something that I had to do, that I did not realize that until that moment. And really, he was like, sorry. But I did have a note from him in his writing, and I was able to use that, finesse that, to make him give me back not only the money, but also the interest that he also indicated that he owed me. So I did protect myself in that way. But then I'm like, well, what? He wouldn't, after I got the money back with interest, he wouldn't talk to me. He wouldn't speak to me. He wouldn't acknowledge me. Nothing. It just, like, everything dropped dead. And that's when I'm like, okay, what happened? I was giving all my resources to this person who I trusted to help me to make, something for my retirement. And guess what? It didn't happen. He just, after that, after he gave me the money back, it was over. And you know what? This is a cautionary tale for people to make sure when you're dealing with an individual in a relationship that you don't give your heart, your soul, everything to a narcissist. Because whether they're a narcissist who is can be abusive physically, or a narcissist who's a COVID narcissist and you don't realize it because they've had such a bad life and they've been mistreated or what have you, life hasn't been good to them, or overt narcissist who could be someone who uh, they look as though I mean they look as though outwardly they look good. They look like they are going to do what they say. Looks can be deceiving, ladies and gentlemen. So please be aware and be mindful of this before going into relationships. Right now, the relationship I'm in with is myself and my higher power, God. I am a Christian, so that's my resource and that's my help right now and forever will be. And so I just wanted to let everyone know who watches this video that beware and take care. Thank you.